Hello and welcome to Executive Television's Green Season and our in-depth look at green approaches taken by businesses across the UK. In many areas worldwide, landfill space is running out due to public hostility arising from public perception of landfills and environmental problems. A landfill shortage crisis is looming within the next 10 years, unless the tonnages of waste currently disposed to landfill are successfully and very rapidly reduced. Landfills have a significant impact on the environment. Burying waste in landfills also means valuable resources are lost, including those involved in producing the things we throw away and their replacements. It is true to say we will not be able to rely on landfills forever, as suitable space is limited. There is no truly popular waste disposal method other than minimizing and recycling waste. For every ton of household waste produced, commercial, industrial and construction businesses produce 6 tons. And with the urgent need to reduce the negative environmental impact and combat climate change, businesses' environmental performances are increasingly under examination. Throughout the programme, and indeed on our Green Season, we will be recognising the innovative and new approaches undertaken to support the commercial sector with their recycling and waste disposal needs and requirements. We will be calling upon organisations across industries and sectors for thought-leading guidance and best practice with regards to these important and sensitive environmental issues.
Hello, I'm Colin Crooks. I'm the Chief Executive of Greenworks. Greenworks was started in 2000. It was something that I felt really passionately about, that people or organisations had nowhere to put the furniture that they were making redundant. And there wasn't really an answer to it apart from a very small amount of second-hand trade. So Greenworks set up to deal with second-hand or redundant furniture from businesses and schools and hotels.
Hello, my name is Terry Quarmby. I'm a director of the Dorton Group of Companies. We operate a demolition and dismantling arm. We also undertake asbestos removal, and we have a salvage and reclamation business. The salvage and reclamation business is fed directly from our demolition and dismantling operations. The materials that are produced on site for resale in our recycling yard are, in general, building products, architectural salvage items, which are then resold on either to the trade or to the general public. And this is a very important element of our operations. It makes us very efficient and it cuts down our carbon footprint.
My name is Trish Carrington. I'm a director of Peninsula Waste Savers Limited. We've been in this business for 6 years now, just over 6 years, and we started out with recycling plastics, but we've since then, quite early in the procedure, expanded to recycling as many materials as possible. We provide a collection service. It's only the services provided to businesses, and we either collect them or we accept deliveries of recyclable materials.
Hi, I'm Leon Mkhitaryan. I'm the Managing Director of Vertal Limited, a London-based food waste recycling company. We offer treatment and recycling services for food waste from kitchens, commercial factories, hotels, restaurants and local authority doorstep collections. All that waste is processed and recycled here in our treatment facility in South London. We produce a fertiliser output from that food waste, which is sold straight into agriculture.
The green scene is bigger than ever, and therefore, green approaches to business operations secure valuable business partnerships and gain recognition from the eco-conscious community.
According to the government, well, not just the government actually, but according to the European Union, anything that is discarded or intended to be discarded is classified as waste. Now, for us, that's quite an abhorrent thought. I'll give you an example. If a factory owner decided for whatever reason to pack up his operations and he decided that he was going to move out and he no longer required his factory, strictly speaking, under the European law now, or the directive, the waste directive, that building would be classified as waste because he's discarded it, he no longer needs it. But to us, to think about all of the products within that building as being waste, as I said, is quite abhorrent, because it's certainly not waste. Most of those products can be recycled and reused in one form or another. So the legal definition of waste is quite wrong.
Legislation in this area is changing really significantly. I mean, it's a very old industry. I mean, since humans were around, there's been waste, and it's been pretty well organised in this country since Victorian times. But the challenges of waste, particularly now in relation to the recognition of its impact in regard to the climate change agenda, has meant that we've got to change the way we handle it. And so that has meant a real sea change in the regulation. So in the 70s, we were talking about health and safety. We were talking about putting waste out of harm's way and stopping it polluting or creating health and safety issues for the community. Now we've got to move on from that, keeping the health and safety, but now moving on to treating waste as a resource. So the EU regulations and the government supporting regulations are changing the emphasis now towards recycling, towards reuse, and that's just going to keep on going.
Increased concern about the environment has led to greater awareness of what we throw away and the need to manage our waste more sustainably. By becoming a green business, an organisation can do their part to fight climate change by saving valuable resources as well as nature.
We need to become aware that we have got a really bad problem with pollution of our planet. If you consider that in the place where you stand today, the place you occupy in your home, the place you occupy in the street when you park your car, or the supermarket when you're going shopping, that in your grandchildren's time, that place will be occupied by probably about 30 people, that one space. And in the wider world, it will be occupied by around about 90 people, that small space. How much pollution do you think they're going to create? If we've got a problem now, you think what the problem will be like then. Unless we address it now, there won't be a planet for them all to stand on.
The importance to me is reducing waste, because we cannot go on filling up holes in the ground with the waste we produce endlessly. And we want to reduce that, but we want to reduce it in the correct manner.
Government and councils can promote green environmental awareness through education and information. It's no good having dusty policies available with strategies in mind and sound bites from politicians. What's needed is engagement and action right across the country. That's achieved by intelligent use of the media, PR campaigns and recycling initiatives. That takes a bit of lateral thinking. The industry is ready and available to assist. The government's got to lead and drive it. Time for action, not more talk.
Commercial waste is beginning to have quite a considerable effect on the wider community because we're running out of landfill sites. We've gone through 2 in our local area in the recent past that I know of that have been closed because they're full. We've just got to find more places to bury more of it. But that will all be unnecessary if there was a wider knowledge base for businesses to take their stuff and recycle it instead of chucking it in the bin.
And the other thing, a really important thing about being a green business is what you do with your waste. I think an awful lot of organisations, waste is not a priority, and it really needs to be. I think a lot of organisations think that recycling is enough, and in many ways it is. If it's just a tin can or a bottle, that's probably all you can do with it. But there are many things that we can do, we could go further with. So furniture is a classic example, but computers and some stationary items, for instance, and all sorts of other things could be reused. And that's far better for the environment, far better